G'day everyone, Rach here from Rara's Realm. Welcome to my cross stitching video. The camera's not right, but I'll only make you seasick if I fiddle with it now. Welcome to everyone. Hope you've all had a good stitchy week, and yeah, let's crack on, Laura. Right, before I sat down I checked the tree. There is no cat in the tree. In fact, I haven't seen him today. I had a snuggle with him yesterday morning, Saturday morning, can't remember. It's a beautiful day here in the South Island of New Zealand. There is not a cloud in the sky, but I believe there will be later. So I've got some gardening to do. There's a old wives' tale or something here in New Zealand whereby if you want new potatoes for Christmas, you need to get them in by this weekend. This is Labour weekend in New Zealand, so I haven't done it Saturday or Sunday, so I've got to get my spuds in today so we can have some nice fresh new potatoes for Christmas dinner. So I won't waffle too much, and I will be speedy. Not. Right, let's just crack on and get this done. So I've got some projects to show you, and then we've got to pick the next fortnight's projects. Right, the first thing on my pile, because I put it there last night after I made it, when I was tidying up, while the semi-finals of the Rugby World Cup was on over the weekend, I made the my advent calendar. I've made the bones of it, the carcass if you like, but I have discovered that my glue adhesives are all a bit too old and ugh, and when I look at it this morning it's starting to come apart, so I'm going to have to get some more glue and redo it, but I'll show you what I've got anyway. So it's A4 size, or 8.5 by 11, so that's the cover. It still needs to be decorated, there's no decoration. The spine, and I put the same paper on the back because I absolutely love this paper. And inside, hopefully nothing will fall, is 24 boxes. So that's all I will show because this is a stitching video, not a paper crafting video. It was just because it's on the top and people are interested, I hope. I will show it better nearer the 1st of December when I can get it out of the way. Okay, so my projects from last week, Monday. I feel like the camera's not right. Anyway, last Monday I had to do another day on Jingle. I didn't do another day on Jingle. And in actual fact, I kind of have thought that I might put it in timeout with the fully furnished ball, the mini quilt ball, and the project bag ball. I don't enjoy doing it. I like the idea of it, but it really just doesn't work for me. So I actually think I'm going to just leave it for the moment. It can be picked up again at some point next year when I can't start anything new. Because next year is the year of finishes. I don't know how that's going to work. Anyway, so the next ball out of the hat, or the pillowcase, my brain is just not working. My back is sore from weeding. Anyway, the next ball I had was to do a prairie schooler. So I had one ready to go. I had been working on kitting up, and I've put it in one of my 2 new project bags thanks to Susan. So let's just put that down there, and I have decided to work on this Christmas samplers. This is one of the newer ones. In fact, when I went to pull the stuff out of the bag just now to get it ready, I was like, where's the cover? Because all I could see was the paper, the charts obviously inside. And I'm like, where's the cover? And then I realised it's the paper. So I am doing the Night Before Christmas one, the middle one. And I have a pitiful start for 2 days. In fact, I don't think I stitched much on the 2nd day. So there is my pitiful start. A reindeer, a couple of snowflakes and a part of a tree. And my new needle minder. I love Olaf, so I never use needle minders, and in fact I actually put it up here because I'm prone to, because I stitch in hand, my stitching is quite close to me. When I'm coming to cut something, or I take I'm ready to trim the back. I often put my needle in my mouth, which I don't think is a very good idea. So even though I've got it on here, I actually transfer it to my t-shirt and I just put the needle on there. And this is, oh, that's good. I put them upside down. These are, I haven't got any more. So these were something that was going on through a supermarket promotion here in New Zealand, and I managed to get 2 Olafs, and I love Olaf, so I decided to use him as a needle binder. So that is my pitiful start on a prairie schooler, but at least I've started. I will just say something because it happened while I was talking then and it reminded me there is a fly stuck in my room. And I tried to herd him out the door, but he wouldn't listen to me. So if you hear buzzing or you start seeing me go stupid, that is why. Hopefully he's stuck behind the Venetian blind, so hopefully he'll just stay there. Anyway, okay. Now, the second half of the week did not go well because I discovered a major problem in one of my pieces, which resulted in a major tantrum. And a throwing of things on the couch and not touching them again. In fact, I stitched, I think, Wednesday, Thursday, no, it must have been Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I stitched on Thursday and discovered the problem, and then I didn't stitch again until yesterday. So I will show you what I did on Thursday and then the problem, and then what I think is going to be the the way around it. If you have any other ideas, please put them in the description, in the comments below. I took it to Stitchy Group and said this is what I'm thinking, and everyone thought that was probably the best idea, short of unpicking, and when you see it I am not unpicking. So yes, let's crack on. Right, so my problem is with the Garden Club series, and it's not a problem with the Garden Club series, it is a problem with me. I'm working on part 4, and I think last week I said I should be able to get it done. I had a different block completely in my head. I'm nowhere near finishing this block. So the last time you saw it, I had the outline of the basket done. I've got all the branches and flowers around the side but not up there, and I haven't done the border. So what I did on Thursday, before I realised my mistake, is I filled in the bottom of the basket because I was getting ready to come up and do the border. I'll actually put it this way because it isn't obvious, but it's obvious. It's probably going to be obvious when other things happen around it. What I have discovered is that the basket I worked on is 1 row too low. And there's the fly. So my plan, let me just tidy this into a way that we can see it easily and hold it all. So this is the block that will go below it. This is block 8. I'm doing 3 rows of 4. And if you can see, if I can hold it still and the light shows it, I can't tell very well, I should have my glasses on really. There is actually a border above the bird's head. So my thought is, because I am not unpicking back to here, it obviously happened right back at the beginning, and if you've been following along at home, I'm sure I said I've got a problem in here somewhere, and it probably all stems from down here. So my thought is, when I come to, how am I going to show this easily? When I come to put this block below, I will leave off the border above the bird's head. Because I don't think, it probably is because I know it, it's not that obvious that it's one line out. So I think the way to manage it is to just leave off the top of this border. So there'll be a gap between his head and the bottom of the basket, which should look the same as all the way along. Does that make sense? Is that how you would tackle it? How would you deal with it? If you discovered you had this problem, what would you do? I'd love to know other people's thoughts. My other thought was that I actually turned this into a 9-piece block, unpick the flowers closest to, okay, you can't even get it all in, unpick the flowers closest to block 3 and then just cut off the fabric and make it a 9-piece block, because I don't have enough fabric to go 4 rows of 3. So that is my issue, how I've solved it. I'd love to hear other ideas from perhaps more experienced stitchers than I. So then my piece over the weekend was the village of Hawk Run Hollow, and I am woefully slow on this. I'm still on block 2. I've got all the greenery done around here. I've got the white in the roof, and I think I had the door filled in, yeah. So as I said, I didn't stitch on Saturday just because I was having a tantrum about cross-stitching. So I really only stitched at Stitchy Group yesterday. Hi Jill. Thanks for telling me what to do on the videos. I heard you. So what I did at Stitchy Group yesterday was finish the border and make a start on the stained glass. I'm not a fan of the stained glass, I'll be perfectly honest, but I'm not going to fiddle around, I'll just do it. It actually goes quite quickly. So once I've got the stained glass done, all it is these trees, which is some stitching up and then lots of, I think, back stitching or straight stitching or some weird stitch. And then that'll be finished. So definitely got to finish this block by the 31st of December this year. So that is that. As I say, I didn't stitch when I watched the rugby. I did my advent calendar. That's all we will talk about, the rugby. I'm going to have to cheer for South Africa. Hi Ali. Right, let's crack on with the next part. So, this is the part of the program where I choose my projects for the next fortnight. This is the third to last time I'll do this year. I don't plan on doing this next year. I do feel that the closer I get to December, the less stitching I'm going to do. So I've got a rotation that gives me enough time on each project to move things along and hopefully get some finishes before I start to wind down in the run up to December. So, but I'll talk about that later in the year or in my first video next year. So if you are new here and you haven't watched any back videos, I choose my projects for the fortnight by picking balls out of a pillowcase. It's a low-tech Tiny Decisions app version. I have a whole variety of balls and they're all related to a project. Each project gets 2 days per fortnight. So let's have something cheerful. Pillowcase. We haven't had any, well, I tell a lie, we did start something new last week. Right, the first ball out of the pillowcase is a new start. And it's a me choosing it, new start. Okay, oh, better write it down. So that means it's starting it today. Okay. Alright, I have an idea, but I'll see what the rest of the balls are first. Okay, the next ball out is Project 5. Okay, Project 5 is Jingle. It's going in the timeout bin. I know I should just keep doing it, a couple of threads a day, just do it, but nah, my game, my rules. Project, the next one out then is Blessed Be. Is Blessed Be Brenda Gervais? I was watching Brenda and the Serial Starter, Laura, today, and they were showing all their Brenda Gervais charts, their favourite ones, and I was thinking, have I stitched a Brenda Gervais? But I think Blessed Be is a Brenda Gervais, isn't it? I haven't got it. Oh, okay, I've just got sidetracked because I think this might be one and the same. Can I actually get my hands on it? No, everything will topple off. Okay, the reason my brain stopped because I read this is closest to finish. And there's a little part of me that's thinking that Blessed Be is actually the one that's closest to finish. I'll have to have a little balls on the floor brainstorm with myself and see what else is closest to finish, but I think that might be it. Okay. I don't even know what my codes are. Right, FP is Focus Piece, and that's Santa's Village. Okay, let's have something exciting. Alright, project number... right. Technical hitch here. I'm sure when I did project number 9, I'm going to... Okay. This is a shocking video today, people. I apologise. What I pulled out, I looked at it as number 9, and I'm sure it's number 6, because I'm sure on number 9 I've put a line under it to tell the difference. So I'm not 100% certain. What I've written down though is Hawk Run Hollow. I'm just going to hold on to this ball and see. They're all getting stuck in the corners. Come on, out of the corners. I feel like putting a whole lot of balls in timeout has minimised what's in here. Okay, this is the Just Cross Stitch thing, which I'm going to do my Top Secret Stitchy Group ornament, which is what I think this ball is. So I'm going to put that back. Just Cross Stitch, and that's the Stitchy Group ornament. That's what I'm doing for this at the moment. I'm not starting a new ornament until I finish the one I have to finish. Okay, which means you can't see it either, because it's a top secret project, and the girls at Stitchy Group like to watch my videos so that they can poke fun at me. Santa's Village is the last ball out, so that will get 4 days. Okay, right, that was an absolute dog's breakfast of a project choosing thing. Just get the one off the floor before I fall on it and break my neck. Okay, so we do get to do a new start. I'm not sure that I'm going to waste time showing you all the options that I'm going to choose from. I actually put my hand on something this morning. I think this was going to be my new start, because we're leading up to Christmas, so I think that's a good option. So I think that's going to be my new start. Blessed Be, and then I've got Closest to Finish, which I actually think is Blessed Be. I can't think what else it would be at the moment, but I will investigate. Then I've got 2 days on Santa's Village, 2 days on Hawk Run Hollow, 2 days for my Stitchy Group ornament, which will get it finished, and it will have to be fully finished. And then in the last 2 days will be Santa's Village again. So that is my stitching fortnight. I hope I've got enough needles. This comes kitted. I brought it kitted, so it's on 28 count. So I hope they've got the... Yeah, it's charted for 32 and they've kitted it for 28. I hope they've got enough threads. Oh well, I'm sure I've got some. So that is my week. I apologise for the absolute dog's breakfast of a video. That's the joy of a one-take wonder. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say, because I didn't make any notes as per usual. I like to wing it. So, speaking of Brenda Gervais, I have seen her Christmas charts either on Facebook or Instagram. I can't remember where I saw it, but I think she's got about 6 coming out, and of those 6 I'd like 4. So I will have to then go through those 4 and really be ruthless because I'm not buying stash other than essentials that I need for whatever I'm doing. The money needs to be saved. Anyway, let's not waffle. Let's stop now. Have a good week, stitch everything you want to stitch, and I will catch you next week with hopefully some decent progress. Maybe a finish. Don't hold me to that. Anyway, have a good week, and I will catch you next week. Bye for now.